Oh man, that's why you're shifty, bro. That's why you're shifty, right
Yeah,
there.
let's get back to Stavely because I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to finish the title of this video.
Oh, speaking of shirts, did you see the one Stavely's co-host had on? Oh my god.
Paul, I'm going to do an interview with Paul
Did you see the Paul shirt though that he had on? He had the craziest like geometrical flower shirt, and he got shirt shamed, and he literally changed it during the broadcast. It was so horrible.
He had to change. Why? He got well. Oh, really? They crushed him online.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fizzy crushed him. She's like, that is the worst shirt I've ever. Because Fizzy is such a
so glad you brought her up.
Yeah. Listen, so she went off. It was funny.
I'm going to tell you right now. You were my second choice for a guest tonight. She was my first.
Ow.
Ouch. Couldn't get a hold of her.
Oh. Damn. That took the wind out of me. Hold on. I think I need to go cough. I'll be back.
That was quick. I really wanted to do her on. Oh wow!
Wow, really? You wanted to do her, huh?
No! God, that
everyone heard that.
Gets me in trouble, dude.
Everyone heard that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to have her. I almost said do her on YouTube. I have her on YouTube.
You wanted to do her on YouTube, really? No.
Oh my God!
If you want to live stream it,
let's take another $1.
I mean, do you want to just cop out to it now, dude? I mean,
take another $1 from my pay.
I think Brian's getting a kick out of this because this is like the first time you see me like razz somebody this hard.
Is he even on chat? Is he even in here?
Yeah, he's listening to this. He's listening. He's loving every minute of it too. He's like, thank God.
The title of this was, talking with Scarabperformance, and it's sex, drugs, and Stavely. I mean, that's
sex, drugs, and Stavely. The Stavely being the worst part of all that. Oh, jeez. You don't want to be on the Stavely.
We didn't talk about rock and roll.
No, we did a little bit. Remember earlier I talked about Buckethead.
You know what? I'm going to have to put that in there. Keep Stavely out of that. He'll think I'm trying to, prop myself and, whatever. Trying to get an extra bone. which, speaking of bones, listen, I'm going to have Paul on. Okay. And it should be cool. I wanted to have all the sidekicks of all these bigger channels on first, So I really wanted to have Fizzy on. And all I kept thinking was, and I did try and get a hold of her, and it was too late. I already talked to you when I found out. I think I can get a hold of her through the Hangouts thing. I'm not sure. I don't really know how that works. But I thought, you know what? What am I gonna? What are we gonna do? Look at little tiny furry animals that I want to put on a spit? That never existed. And this is coming from a guy that was told not to eat meat from orbs,
right?
And all these little tiny creatures. I'm like, oh my God, look at that!
Isn't it weird? The orbs tell you that.
Green, brown, and purple peppers around that.
I mean, it's all these little like delicious morsels of goodness are now running around Earth, and it's like. Oh my God, dude, come back, dude! I was kidding. Oh, gee, you're killing me, man.
But I do want to actually look at that. What a fucking mess I'll sit in that. Let's keep it away from the camera.
What the hell? I don't know what the hell.
No, I do want to have her on as guest, but I'm not going to drink for sure because I'm going to have to be cool. I think that would be neat if I can get over an hour of her talking about Mandela effect experiences and her different experiences, however. I think
I'm gonna tell you right now. I talk to Fizzy a lot. I converse with her throughout the week.
She's not going to do it. That's what you're going to tell me.
And I'm going to tell you right now. Well, I hope that you've brushed up on your shopping for pink shoes, skills. And let's see,
Dude,
you better know something about The Sims,
I can chat that shit. I need to
and
be.
you better know something about Pokemon. Okay, so just
we could probably talk about.
okay, all
And,
right.
and I don't want to talk about that because that freaks me out that I read that in my book that I drew those characters before they were invented.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that's in the book. I don't like that there's stories not in the book that should be.
Right.
I don't like that there's stories I wrote that I thought were in the book that aren't.
Oh, yeah, there were times where you and you were like, wait a minute, what did I, remember when I was doing the voice, I showed you some of the voice clips I did.
Right.
All right. And you were like, wait a minute, it says that in the book. And I'm like, yeah, I read it verbatim off the page. And you're like, huh, I don't remember it that way or something like that. We had a little like back and forth regarding that
Yeah,
stuff.
and it's funny because I decided not to fight it, and when I started writing the second book, and I'm actually doing pretty well with that. I I mentioned that. I'm like, but I say it. I'm like, look, I'm not going to say these are Mandela effects. Boom, and I just go
Right.
on next time. I'm not going to bother because I figure most of the people reading the book get it and understand that. Yeah, I really think they are, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Well, I would have thought you were batshit crazy if I didn't have my own orb experience before the Mandela effect. And I would have been like, okay, well, this guy's nuts, or something. Like I would have thought that's just a crazy thing that you dealt with.
Are we discussing the thing that we spoke about before?
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about another orb event that happened
oh,
during
good.
I talked about I've already told people about this, but this is when it was in 2014, maybe 14 or 15. I can't remember. It was definitely before Mandela effect. I was out watching one of the meteor showers. I know it was in the summertime because it was a nice, beautiful night. Texas nights are gorgeous at night. It's like 75 degrees and just beautiful. And most of these meteor showers, you see like one or two bright ones, where I'm at, and maybe every hour, something like that. But this particular event, the whole sky lit up, and there were things like you could just see, like it literally looked like a fireworks show that God was putting on. And there was this bright object. There was this at one moment. There was this. I'll never forget this. There was this bright light that appeared in the sky, and it looked like if it were a meteorite coming right at you. That's what it looked like. It was just a big bright light. It lit up. It was just so bright. I remember the brightness engulfed me, and I remember but I was looking up at the sky, but to the corner of my eye, there was this bright object, and it was radiant. And the people that were there that were witnessing this with me, I looked at them and I said, did you guys just witness that bright object? Did you see that in the corner of your eye? And they go, yeah. And then right after I said that, we noticed a bunch of other weird things going on. Like we started seeing like, oh God, man, I hate talking about this stuff. It's so weird. Like, I'd almost rather put in a book form, but that way I can maybe describe it a little better. But so what we were seeing was, I told everybody, and this is really goofy stuff, man. Like I said, we're all sitting outside on lawn chairs looking at a meteor shower. And I told everybody, why don't you guys everybody focus to one part of the sky just for a second. I don't know why I said it. And then why we did it, we noticed that in the shadow, like, so the moon was kind of out a little bit, like maybe a crescent moon. So it wasn't really bright, but like it was between the moonlight and the darkness of the sky. You could see what looked like, and I'd only describe them as large birds. They look like something flying really fast, and you could see a glimpse of these things above your head. Now, I wouldn't have thought anything about it, except I said to everybody, did you see that? And they said, yes. And I said, did it look like a bird to you? Like a prehistoric bird? And they go, yes. And I go, okay, next time you see one, call it out. So as we're all sitting there, when we saw it, we all started calling them out at the same time. And we started seeing these things. And then I started noticing what was kind of around me. I started noticing what looked like a little tiny flashy not flashy, but bright little orb that would zip around. It was the weirdest thing. It was like it would be out of the corner of my eye though, and I would see something, and I'd be like, I would turn my head, and it'd be gone. And
Yeah,
I
the
kept
whole
noticing.
corner of the eye. The
Yeah.
whole corner of the eye thing. I think that there's something to that. I mean, I don't think that's just your
And I'm just
imagination.
telling you, that was the only time I've experienced that event. I went out for the next meteor shower. It did not happen that way.
Oh,
But that night, I mean, that really changed a lot of people. Like that, I'll tell you this, it was so profound that the people, I was with 4 people that night, and when I talked to them about it, they don't want to bring it up. It was so weird.
they don't want to talk about it.
They don't want to talk about it.
That's funny you say that because I talked to a guy at the bar who had an experience where he was in a car with a bunch of other guys and they went over the edge. They had an accident and went over the edge on a highway. And then they were back on the highway and all driving. And he spoke with 2 of them afterwards, and both of them said, "Yeah, we remember that. We don't talk about it."
Mhm.
I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, it's kind of like Fight Club. You know, you don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, but how
Apparently,
do
we
you
don't.
not
Yeah.
do that? When you have an experience like that, how do you not talk about? Now,
Because it sounds crazy if you don't talk to people who are at least are like-minded. Like if I bring this up, and when am I supposed to bring this up at a cocktail meeting? Like, what the hell?
no, not a cocktail
You
meeting.
know?
With your friends or shit, do what I
Yeah.
did. I wrote the shit down, and then I wrote a book about it. And I mean, of course, I'm always going to wish I did it better, but I'm pretty happy with what actually got out for my first book. I mean,
Look, I wouldn't be even
but
mentioning this crap if I didn't have witnesses to
but
this. You know.
listen, listen. I went on YouTube and told them in my very first YouTube video that the stars came at me. My very first video, what was it, 5 minutes long? On the beach
Uh,
in Mississippi, and I say, the stars came at me and orbs came at me and they
I
looked
heard
like
these stories.
stars, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, no wonder I only had 3 subscribers, and it was my mother, my sister, and my daughter.
I gotta find the video where my friend he took a laser light and he saw an orb in the sky, or it looked like an orb or a star, a bright star or something. He thought it was perhaps a bright star, a UFO or something. He went and flashed it with the laser, and it it chased him. And the funny part is he's got it on camera where he's screaming like a bitch, running like after he shines this thing, and it's like it's kind of funny to watch. It's like that's
But
hilarious,
he
dude.
has that on video.
Yeah, yeah, he has it on video. I was just dying. I was like, okay, that's hilarious shit right there, man. But the thing is like he turns and runs because it kind of shows this thing kind of coming at him, you know? I mean, it's hard to tell for sure, but it's definitely looks like something moving towards him. And so he went running. He was freaked out by it.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. I've heard of that happening with people. People tell me like they spot things in the sky or whatever, and
And they're being followed by it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Stavely said something about that, and at the very least, it was a feeling. Um, Look, I have it with the sun itself. If I stare at it and I can't really, I just get a haze, a bright haze. It finds me. I don't find it. It finds me, and then all of a sudden I can see the whole circle, and it keeps getting brighter and brighter until I can't take it anymore. And and they say don't do it. Anything they say don't do, I'm doing. So
Don't do what?
don't stare at the sun.
Don't stare at the sun. Oh
Right,
boy.
because you go blind. You never heard that?
Yeah, I've stared at the sun a lot. I'm not blind.
Yeah, I'm good. And I
Yeah,
don't know that I'm picking up downloads or anything
but
like
I
that.
don't. But I wouldn't say stare at the sun like during like noon or like high
No,
noon.
no. Right
I've stared at the sun. I did it one time. It was like somebody was talking about sun gazing. I was like, what the hell is that? So I waited till the sun was in the lower part of the sky, and probably like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours before it set. And I just started staring at it. It was pretty bright, and I kept looking at it, and then all of a sudden I could just stare at it, and it wasn't hurting me anymore. And then it was just like this crazy looking, I don't know, pulsating thing. It's like the colors literally pulsate. It's the weirdest thing. And I thought,
It does
okay,
move around, kind of plasma-like.
yes. So it looks like.
Oh, excuse me. You're there, right?
Yeah, I was seeing people were saying, Michelle said, I heard it's another activity that will make you go blind if you play. Yeah, we already covered that, Michelle.
Oh, good. I need a laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. Already handled that one, Michelle.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the party, Michelle. Welcome.
Well, I'll show it, but damn, girl.
What?
The whole, because now you know what, the whole anal thing came up as well as sexual energy that is negative, and I don't understand it. And I'm not trying to be stupid or anything else, but I think that came up last night. I'm like, well, I better just freaking look it up and read up on it. Why? Why do I need to know about that shit?
Well,
Whoa! No pun intended. But
I don't know.
why do I need to know about that stuff that to me is actually only happening?
Was that what the orbs told you?
No,
Is that an orb? Oh,
I don't think so. Like I said, I can only probably, if I actually regressed it all, it'd be 7 or 8 pinpoints, and I could probably give you the main topics on those paragraphs. Well, I wish I would have looked into that a little more when I wrote the book. I wish I would have thought about them, and only because.
Let's go with this. Let's think of it like this. Is it possible that certain drugs, alcohol, stuff like that, influences you more to the forces that are out there on the dark side? You think that's possible?
Without a doubt.
Okay. That same energy, that same beacon you become by changing the frequencies by doing certain drugs and alcohol, is it possible that those same types of frequencies also occur during certain sexual things?
Without a doubt.
Well, that's probably why you should stay away from certain things.
Yeah, but you know what? It's still physical, and that's where I'm going to have to fucking have this battle. And why do I got to take it that long? Why do I got to take the long road?
Well, because the physical body is a tool. So, essentially, if you want to protect yourself spiritually, you have to. There's just certain things you shouldn't do. Like I think the eating.
And I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, and nobody else is ever going to know that. Okay, so that's it.
What are you talking about?
What? No, I already told you. You didn't hear that?
No.
Then you weren't supposed to hear it.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you want me to tell you?
I don't know.
Spiritually, I'm good spiritually. It's physically that I'm feeling like doesn't matter yet, still need to get a hold on because that might matter. And that's one of the things I've been wondering. I'm like, wow, if I'm going to take everything at the opposite, I ain't going back to shit. And I'm not actually a spirit. I'm actually more than a spirit. I've progressed to being a physical human. And we're so programmed to believe that's a lower experience, a lower dimensional experience.
It is a lower experience.
Well, we're experiencing it at a lower experience. What's to say we can't experience being human at a higher experience?
We can through the understanding of our spiritual selves. But I mean, and we can with there are certain physical things, I'm sure. But I still say that the whole problem here is that unfortunately the physical seems to attract more of our energy sometimes into pseudo things. Pseudo. Well,
sex.
No, just
shit that we shouldn't be. That we really
stuff that has no importance really in our spiritual life. You know what I mean? Like it really doesn't. Like when you put energy into something, like whatever it be, like if it's like, say for instance, like as a guy, I'll speak on these terms. I'm a guy. I have a nice, expensive car, and I put more energy into that car and making sure that it's always beautiful and always looking good, so that when I drive around, people say, "Wow, look at that guy and look at that car." Then I'm putting into my relationship. Well, then that's not a good thing now, is it? If I'm putting more into the car than I am my own wife or my girlfriend or my significant other, how is that helping build that spirit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's sort of a selfish thing, in my opinion. I've learned that I'm not saying we shouldn't have nice things. We should, but how much energy you put into it, you gotta balance that.
Okay. So that brings us to the question: were we forced to be here and to experience physical reality, or did we want to experience the solution?
I think that that we
Because
have to experience the physical world in order to understand the nature of God, the true nature of God. How
to
would we know?
experience everything or every
Well,
dimension.
because if we never experience good and evil, and we never experience anything, would we have any respect or understanding of God, how good God is? I mean, if you were always in heaven as an angel, how would you know?
Okay, but who are
You know?
we?
Who are
Who are we?
we're all we're all basically, in my opinion, every soul here, whether they know it or not, is all a creation or a piece of God. And
I
it entered.
agree with that totally. But why? If we're a piece of God, then we already knew
No, we didn't know. We have to forget.
as God.
No, we have to forget when we come here.
But
Everything
well, why would we come here if we already knew? Is
was
physical
once you're
reality a new
done.
thing?
Because think about it. Don't you think about, like, I always think, like, what would happen, like, in the end, like if I went back and I reviewed my life. Imagine having the understanding and the knowing of everything that you did, good and bad, to understand the learning that you would have received here on this time, in in your lifetime. Don't you think that would be very important for your spiritual growth? Because you would look back and say, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I did this. I made these mistakes, but I did this. This was good." I mean, I'm sure there's a sort of a recounting of your life once you pass away. And a lot of people mention this, by the way, and after people have life after death sort of experiences.
So this was brought up. So why did God? Okay, and this is the only way I know how to term it. Why did God break Himself up into us?
If God is energy, okay, if God is ultimate energy,
And I
then
go,
what God does is, think about it like this: the earth is a negative, God is a positive.
damn,
There's
we
always
weren't going to do this. We weren't going to have this.
okay. Well, just slightly. Let me just go into this. Since you
All
brought
right,
it up, all
I didn't
right.
mean to.
If you look at the earth as a negative, or the earth is negative only from the sense of everything that comes to earth dies. Okay, it is a negative force. If you look at it from the aspect of energy. Okay, if God is all energy and we are all pieces of that energy, every time we live here, and all the positive things we do, and all the positive energy that we create while we're here, okay, all that goes back to God. You die, your fleshly body will go back into the earth, and that's what happens. And look at you. Why are you Mr. Peppermint now?
You know,
Dude, you're freaking me out, man. You're just freaking.
I wanted to see if anybody would notice.
Of course. No, nobody noticed. Everybody's just chilling, man.
Nobody saw that, but you.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. But I really do. I believe that this is what it's all about. And I believe that, I don't know for sure 100% if it's just my guess, and this is just my theory on things. But I often wonder if it doesn't take, if this isn't our first rodeo here. I wonder that, because I kind of think that, I don't believe in the one and done sort of aspect to life and death. I think that there's a good a very good chance that we live multiple lives to learn, okay, to the point where our spiritual energy can be raised high enough to get back to God, and then God will then take that energy back, and as He takes the energy back, God grows, and God grows through us, and I believe that's how it happens here.
You're talking too damn serious for me right now.
I know. I'm sorry, man. Now, Jesus. Okay, you're killing me. Uh,
No, I think you're absolutely right. So I don't understand because I'm cracking up because I'm running around looking for outfits.
I know. You're worse than Fizzy, right? This is crazy.
Fizzy drobe. But you're talking all this stuff, and I keep wanting to run back and say stuff. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're totally going new age here.
Am I?
I'm smelling the unicorns and the rainbows. I can smell the unicorn shit.
Well, you know what? Look. Here's the thing. These are just, I really do believe that if I believe that the church and religion has hidden a lot of the truths that are out there. I am not gonna say that there isn't some truth out there in a lot of the new age stuff that's going on out there. They may call it different things,
And then
but I'm not gonna just completely just throw out the baby with the bathwater.
in the
I
Bible,
Dude, look, hey man,
and mud floods and flat Earth.
you read the Bible and you open up your heart to those passages, it reads to you, okay? The Bible will speak to you. All right. And so I believe that there is power in the Bible. And I believe but there's look, I have my own memories of when I was born here. I have my own memories of things that I should not have memories of. I have a memory of another lifetime. Okay, I did not get this memory from watching television. I was too young to have it. I mean, there's too many things that I've experienced that just don't make any sense. And the fact that I was, very curious about things. But see, then in my opinion, if you're a soul like that, there are some new souls. Have you heard the term an old soul? You've heard that term before, Suso?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So an old soul. Well, I think that fits well with a lot of us in the Mandela community. Those who are a little bit more
Totally
awake,
agree. I totally
probably
agree.
old souls, and I wouldn't be surprised if many of us, this isn't, like I said, our first rodeo. Very possible that we did this once before. Maybe we didn't live long. Maybe
That's what
somehow, maybe a war happened. Maybe,
I wanted to jump in on that. And the whole reincarnation thing for me kind of stopped in 2012. And I'm not sure it was ever really there. I think it was just a perception, something I was told, something I believed because that's what I was told. And it resonated with me. So I don't really like the word resonate anymore because I'm thinking a lot of the things that resonated with me weren't true. But they were places I needed to go. UFOs, listening to Vladimir Valerian and William Cooper. What are you laughing at that for?
No, I'm laughing because I think I said kick the baby. I meant throw the baby. I have to throw the baby out. I think I said kick the baby out. Like kick the baby out of the bath. I didn't mean like kick the baby. I was thinking about, did I say kick? Oh my God.
And Brian Stavely, I think you're right on this last thing you wrote here. Well, I don't know when. I don't know what timeline I'm on. Yeah, I really do think that, but I think it's on other time. That's quantum. They're going to get it when they get it. It's like they can sit there and reincarnate over and over and over again until they get it. They could also shift into other timelines. And how about this? How about each time they reincarnate, they start shifting through different timelines to experience different things until they get it. And I'm not saying we got it. We're probably just one little step. Okay. but I think, we're a lot further along than what, 90% of the population of what supposedly is the population of this planet. Did I actually say Brian Stavely? Like, I have to say his whole name. I'm pretty sure I could say Brian. Everybody would know who I mean. I think the one who don't, yeah. No, I think that's possible. And like, I'm like, well, 2012, for me, that's when things seem to change. Well, yeah, I had an accident in 2011, late November, where I should have died. Mentioned it in last night's show. I mean, and I thought I mentioned it before, and I just assume everybody knows that. So I assume every time I go on and do a video that everybody that has watched my video has seen everyone from the beginning. So I just assume they know that I was in a car accident in late 2011, that's when I noticed the Berenstain Bears. Okay, I mean that was it. And I want to apologize to anybody who thought we were going to talk about the Berenstain Bears and Sex in the City, just sex, drugs, and rock and roll tonight. Yeah. That's when things started to change for me. Of course, I didn't notice. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I looked at those Berenstain Bear books. I stared at those things. Man, I have no idea why I stared at them. They're children's books. There's no reason for me to stare at them at that point. My daughter was she was in college. Okay, so no, I don't need to look at those. And all I thought was, wow, new children's book. I shifted then. And I see back then when my attitude changed and I changed as a person. I mean, I can see that now. I can feel where that happened. But there were other things that I drug from the past timeline with me, and I mean people. And I'm not even kidding. I'm talking about people. I spoke about this, and I don't know where. I don't know if it was a live stream or something I did, because there was a specific person that I think it was last night. I might have talked about it. That I got in contact with, and it just brought back all the negativity from Atlantic City when I was a dealer, and started to work my way up in the business to a floor person, and there was a couple of my very good friends. I consider them good friends, but they would belittle me. I was the joke of the group. Out of the Three Musketeers, out of the I don't, whatever, it just, I was like, oh my God, no. I spoke with one of them not long ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, maybe. And it was just, no, I'm not going back there again. I'm not taking that energy on. I'm a different person. And it happened then at that 2000, November 2011. And then it probably happened again when I moved from Pittsburgh to Colorado. And again, when I moved again. I mean, I see those shifts. I can feel them now. Whereas when they were happening, I didn't feel them. I didn't know what was going on. The earth is flat. Well, I don't know. I just know it's not a ball. No, I don't even know that. I just think it's not a ball.
Yeah. I just don't trust NASA. I don't trust NASA.
You say, it's funny. You say you don't trust NASA. Okay,
don't trust NASA.
Besides the billions of dollars that they've been taking from everybody, they're telling us the truth by putting out the bullshit that they're putting out. They can't get in trouble for putting out truth, right? And I mean on a spiritual level.
Sure.
On a spiritual level, they can't get in trouble because they put out truth. That's all they've been doing. That's all they've been doing. That's all I've noticed since 2015 is them putting out truth that nobody believes, that nobody's watching.
I believe there's just people that sort of like, they're typically the people that, are in higher places. But like, I don't know if it's any truth or not, but there are those that believe that there's some people that are educated differently than the rest of us, the ones that believe that there's a group of people that they believe that they have the right to rule over mankind. as humans. You know, you can call them the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, but I believe that they have figureheads all over the place. And if it's any, from what I've understood and what I've heard, this is what has been said, is that they literally they educate in different private schools, and they basically have a different way of thinking, and they think that they're really they're here to rule over us, and they have a different understanding of things. And
And somehow I'm the idiot for calling out the obvious fakery. All of it is fake, 100% of it.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? Actually, I'm just paraphrasing everything. I'm just reading everything Brian Staveley's saying. I figure because I'm agreeing with everything, so I'm thinking, you know what? I might as well just read everything he's saying.
Yeah, I just think that there's just people that just they're just more in what they consider in the know about what this world is, and they probably have a better understanding than most people do.
But they faked it so bad, man. And I mean, how stupid do we feel? Because we bought that shit. Don't tell me we didn't.
Oh, sure. I mean, who didn't want to believe that there were other worlds out there and stuff like that? You never really looked at the whole concept of everything. Star Gods brings up one of the most important aspects of everything, where he says, in order to have clouds, and he goes, why is it there's, if you go up higher, there's more pressure. It's a pressurized system we live in. How can we live in a pressurized system in a vacuum? It makes perfect sense. Yeah. And those are things that people bring up all the time. Like, how could you have all this, like a pressurized atmosphere inside of a vacuum of space? Wouldn't it just suck off the vacuum of Earth? I'm sorry, the atmosphere of Earth. Yeah.
That makes me wonder how physical their creator actually is. And I don't mean God when I say the creator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when I terminize the creator of physical reality, I'm not saying God. Is terminize a word? I'm talking about, okay, we have God, and then God, whatever, and then this being that was created by God accidentally created physical reality.
You think he accidentally created physical reality?
I think it was an accident. I think it was something that was explored. I think that was something that was talked about and for billions of eons.
Billions. I don't know. You know what? As far as I'm concerned with the timeline, I don't know if any of that's even true. I can't go with the billions of years of evolution or anything like that based off the scientific.
Probably not, but we may have been here. Even if, and I hate saying it, even if we've been stuck here for eons, how would we know?
Maybe
the manipulation that they're giving us now tells me that they've done this so many times. They're blocking off every single possible way to get out. If that's the case,
you know what blocks you from getting out of here? Let's just say you're stuck here. Let's just say if we were stuck here, you're stuck here right now, yes, and you're stuck here physically, right, until you die. And then that's what I'm talking about. You get stuck, and in my opinion, how essentially you would not make it back to God, in a sense, from as far as your spiritual growth, because there would be a lack of spiritual growth and being connected to the physical reality here, being so connected to it and not calling it out, not understanding what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's how I think you get trapped down here, because you get roped into the idea that this existence is all there is.
Why would we do this to ourselves if we knew better?
We're not doing it to ourselves. There are those that seem to be feeding off of us and feeding off that energy and using us like cattle down here.
Okay.
This
I see
whatever prison planet or global plantation, whatever you want to call it. And whatever those things are, the archons or the things in the demonic realm or whatever, they still seem to feed off of us, and they feed off our sexual energy, our emotions. They feed off spiritual energies. I believe that that's very possible, that these things are, here feeding off us, this vampiric sort of understanding of what they do. They use us like batteries, in a sense.
Yeah, but and that's the thing. I've always assumed that some chose to come here, and I got a feeling that might be us. Okay. Some were deceived and some were manipulated and forced. And I think we chose to come here to help the forced ones out.
Yeah, it's a very good possibility, man. I wouldn't be surprised at that if there aren't some, look, and like I said, man, I don't know. Like I said, I believe that everyone's on different level of spiritual growth. I think that's what matters. I think that if you're high enough, if your spirit's high enough, you're going to leave this place. That's why they try to keep you in a lower state of in a vibrational sense, because they know that they keep you lower, that you can never reach the Father.
I don't think they create it all, Martha Jane. I actually think we create for them. She replied in chat that they can't create without us. I don't think they create at all.
No, I think they use our creativity. That's why the thing is that this is the thing, is that everything's locked away down in here. That's what the Bible talks about. And, it, man, there's obviously something else going on here. Everyone wants to blame God for all the evil and things like that, but we seem to forget what the past was really like in the fall of man. And we don't really understand. Like, it's really hard for people to wrap their heads around the fact that it did not happen where people were using. I'm telling you, people, that there was a spiritual order happening on this planet before the fall, before the flood, before when everything was wiped out. Before that, there was a very highly spiritual, technological world that existed. That's gone now. Okay. And the thing is, they've hidden that from us. They've hidden this world from us. And it's really strange, because I believe, those stories in the Bible are true. I believe that there were giants walking among us, and I believe that mankind had become super decadent, and I believe that we were just like gods in a sense. We had gained the knowledge, and we were doing things that were just totally corrupt.
Because of what you're saying, it's coming to me that this is a progression. This is a possibility. I don't want to think this is the way it is. The way I want to think it is totally bizarre. We're at this point now, and we're at a point where we're trying to help people fizz out, and we fizz out. I didn't mean to use that. So we get out,
Yeah,
and we get these people out, and they continue. They're continuing on with the people that did not break free yet. Why? I don't think it's because they're weak. I think it's because they're strong, because they can break out of the next stage, which would be what? What do you think the next stage would be? That the people that the forces that shouldn't be in control. But the next phase for them is everybody is robots with a consciousness in the robot.
well, that's why I believe God.
The actual people that make it there are actually stronger, because they'll be able to get out. To me, it may be a point to see how. Let's see how.
Well, let's just see.
Low or dense. I think dense would be the word. How dense can we go?
Right. And I think at some point, like, in my opinion, that's why you need, Jesus in your heart. And that's why if Jesus returns, that's when it's, look, if God creates a new earth and starts over with all this, and there's this big like reset, which would be freaking awesome if that would happen. I hope it does, because our absolute reset. Yeah, spiritual.
So when you come back, eventually you won't remember.
No, like in this particular reset, it would be almost like a separation of the wheat and tares, like they talk about in the Bible.
Oh, where, okay. So
yeah, like separating the good from the bad, the evil from the bad. Like, we go to a world where you start over because you have to, because at some point, like right now, I mean, if you look at how we're going, I mean, transhumanism.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff going on, man. Look, I research a lot of different sky phenomena and things like that that's happening all over the world. Things are changing like so crazy right now. Things are really ramping up. There's a quickening happening that's getting closer to something big, and I feel like it's right on the horizon. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's like I literally feel like, and I'm not saying this is going to happen this way, but I feel like it's almost like a sense of literally like, you go to sleep and wake up in another world where I mean, why not? I mean, if you look at the Mandela effect, what have we seen? I mean, if you go back 3 years, okay, if you saw everything now that you see now 3 years ago in one day, do you know what that would be like? That would be another world, dude. You'd be flipping shit. So it's happened. So it's been a progression towards this new world, and I think the rest of the people don't see it yet, and it's going to be like an unveiling.
So
I think that
we
it's
need
like
to
it's
stop.
like surprise, like here you go. And I think people will all, I maybe that's what's going to happen. That's why the other people don't really resonate with it or see it. And one day their eyes are going to open, their knees will literally fall. They'll fall on their knees because every knee will bow because they will realize the power of God that is happening right now in front of us with the Mandela effect, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And how are we going to experience it in the right way, in the proper way, in the knowing way? We are going to stop releasing the energy in our bodies that we need to keep in our bodies. We are going to stop taking stuff that is already aborting physical reality. And we are going to stop listening to the programming, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean, if anybody's going to stop the shit, it's supposed to be us. And I'm going to tell you right now, the weed for me is the key. I mean, I know that. For anybody, and what? Yeah, I'll admit it. I know that. Well, I'm sitting here going, no, I got to stop drinking. I have 2 6-packs a week, and when I'm behind the bar, it doesn't affect me because I'm working. I'm busy. I'm doing things. It's different. On a spiritual level, it's affecting
Here's
me.
how it works.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not in denial.
Yeah.
I'm able to interact and do things. But and to me and this, cigarettes, please. I barely smoke them. I'm holding them, but they still got to go. I could sit here and make all the excuses in the world. The
Yeah.
weed, oh, it just makes me normal. That's going to be the hardest thing for me, but it's going to happen because I know it. And you know it, and not for me, for you, and not for you, for who's listening. And it's not weed, it's not cigarettes, it's not alcohol. It's what's about you and where you're at, and you're going, you know what? Let me just get rid of this for a while. And yeah, it's going to suck. And then it's going to get boring, and then it's going to get mundane. And you know what's going to happen when life becomes mundane? Something like flat Earth or the Mandela effect comes around, and that's what's going to happen again.
Oh God. Is that what happened? You were just like walking around in your mundane life, and all of a sudden, bam, you got
For
mental.
me, oh my God, that's all I was doing was I was looking for conspiracies online. I was
Yeah.
trying to come up. I had volcanoes. That's all I had. I mean,
Well,
and then flat Earth. I'm like, what is that? Oh, these people are crazy. I'm like, never would I have looked at one of those videos.
I thought that was insane. Well, it was funny because I remember years ago, my buddy had warned me. He's like, dude, if you keep looking at them conspiracies, man, you're going to end up thinking the earth is flat. And I'll never forget. I called him one day. I was like, dude, I think the earth might be flat.
That's great.
Can't see any curve, dude. What the fuck? Oh, God.
It bothers me because most of the people I talked to in the 80s and 90s about conspiracies, UFOs, and aliens, and oh my God, they're not well. Either they're not with us in this timeline, or
Oh, come on. Everybody
when
knows
I,
what a damn alien is.
when I talk to them, oh no, I don't mean them. I mean the people that I spoke with are dead,
Oh,
or um, or they're not biting, or they're not. It's like I talk to them, and they're like, well, yeah, that's cool. Chick-fil-A. I'm my buddy Don. Absolutely sure. He used to walk around going Chic-fil-A. Let's go to Chic-fil-A and have dinner because
sure.
it was spelled CHIC.
Yep, it was.
And he spelled and for me, I can tell you I don't know what it was before I seen it as CHIK. I saw it CHIK.
dude.
And
If
I
you're
just
one of those weird people that saw CHIK, holy
oh,
shit!
for sure. And
What
it was
the
always
hell, man?
it was always the cows. The cows were always writing CHIK.
Yeah, I saw that too, but I thought the cow because cows can't fucking spell. Not
Okay.
because it was really that.
So, but that when I picture it and when I see it that way, that's the way I see it. So I can't say I've seen it on the sign. Oh, you know what? You might be right. It might have been CHIC, and it was just the one letter. It wasn't. There was no CK. It may have been just, and the cows may have been spelling it wrong,
Wrong
and that may be of why
because
that's why
they're
I see it
cows.
that way.
Right.
So it may have been CHIC.
Yes. I'm
For
thinking
that matter, listen, honestly, I don't think so, but it could have been CHICK, and they were spelling it wrong. But I really don't think
but the
so. I think it was
no, it
CHIC,
was CHIC, dude, and I know it
and the
was
cows on
CHIC
the billboards were spelling it wrong.
because I had a hookup at
CHIK.
Chick-fil-A. Listen, I had a hookup.
That
Listen,
could be that.
when you're young, you get residual memories from this because when you got a hookup at Chick-fil-A, all right, because your buddy works there and you get free Chick-fil-A sandwiches, you know the spelling. Okay. Dude, I lived on Chick-fil-A for a year. Are you kidding me? I know. Okay. So it wasn't Chick like a
You
damn
only had this friend
ethnic,
for a year?
huh? Oh no, I had him for longer. He only worked there for a year.
Oh,
I'm
I see.
yeah,
I see. Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
No, it's definitely
That's why I have that residual memory. But I not to mention just all the proof in the papers. I mean, geez, it's like, oh, why would you spell it CHIC if it's
yeah,
CHICK? Doesn't make any sense, And that's a huge one for a lot of people. And I know that, I know there's too much evidence out there. So many people have done great videos on that one.
well, I promised a few I'd finish this. I'm going to go ahead and read this. I wish I wouldn't because I'll probably be crying at the end. Preliminal was one. Preliminal, whatever. Hey,
Preload.
I figured out who that guy was we were talking. Paul Johnstone.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking earlier about a Paul and I couldn't remember the last name?
It's not Johnstone.
It's not.
No. You mean you can have him on if you'd like.
No,
Well,
no. Oh, no,
John,
no, no. This is a one-on-one, brother. Says
I
it
think
right
I
there
think
in
you're
the.
talking about Paul, the dude that's on Brian's show.
No, no, that's two different Pauls, but that's
Oh,
something that
okay.
we were talking
Oh,
about.
okay. Okay, maybe you mean John. I thought you meant Paul that
There is a Johnstone, though.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, we were talking about that earlier, and I thought I'd pop that up. Hey, I'm going to start reading this so we can wrap this up. I'm going to finish this paragraph on the trip, the DMT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can say your goodbyes, and I'm going to end it with a song that I want to see if anybody left here can, because I'm trying to have this blocked internationally.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I definitely want to try and have this blocked everywhere. I'm hoping I get a copyright strike
Oh, you
and
got that.
everything else.
Since Honey Ann did that on her own.
All right, sweet. Because this will just be for us here, us people that caught this live. Because after that next song, I want to see if anybody can catch the flat Earth reference in the song that I'm going to play after Scarab says goodnight. After I read this paragraph here. Now, where was I? Okay, let's see. I closed my eyes and I found.
A chessboard or something.
I could go right from the beginning. It wouldn't even matter. Honestly, it's not as chessboard. Did I get there? I'm still stuck on. I closed my eyes and found myself traveling forward on a clouded area with all types of religious artifacts passing by me and through me. And I can tell you, I did see a cross. I didn't. No, no. I'm sorry. I didn't see a cross. I saw the fucking cross. Okay, I saw the cross.
The cross.
The cross.
Yeah.
Okay. And this thing just floated by me and I was just in awe. And then all of a sudden, and that was not the first one. So I was already in awe with all of these other
You mean you saw Jesus's cross?
the cross, brother.
The
I'm
cross.
telling you, I don't know what
All right.
cross. I'm telling you, I saw the cross. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Jesus's cross. I saw the Ohm symbol, the way it was actually supposed to be perceived, and in the actual first physical statue or whatever it was. It was rock. I saw things when these things were flying by. I was trying so desperately to remember everything, and it wasn't going to happen. You know, I wanted to just comprehend everything. It wasn't going to happen. I'm seeing these things fly by me right now as I talk. Not in a physical form. I'm recalling it. There are symbols I can't even explain that are not three dimensional. They're more than three dimensions. I mean, and they're passing by me, and there was so much information there, and I wish I would have let go when I was in that spot. You know, it became gray and blue and gray. And anyway, let me read what I wrote here. Oh, threw me. Okay. Some I recognized, but most I did not. Okay. Then I became aware of an orange-yellow chessboard looking track in the upper left corner of my vision. This track moved very fast, as it was like I traveled to somewhere. I thought, what's going on? And a deep voice came from the upper right and said, "It's the DMT." But it was like, "It's the DMT." I shit you not.
Okay.
I remember that.
Boy,
Because I
can't wait
was
to
like,
get my
"Whoa."
hands on some.
Well, because I really did not know what was going on. And when I heard it's the DMT, it was my voice, but it was in this deep boasting roar. It was this gigantic, filled, complete form. It's the DMT. So, I really relaxed and started to take it all in. And I remember, I don't know what I wrote here, but I remember my first thought was, cool, I got about 15 minutes left because I just wanted to get out. Okay, I felt apprehensive and wanted to experience the end. Okay, there you go. That's as soon as I heard that, I was like, I want out. I immediately felt my spiritual guides surrounding me and watching me, as well as a feminine energy coddling me
Mhm.
and telling me it was okay to let go and experience what was happening. I
That was
did not.
Satan, but go ahead.
What's that?
That was Satan, but go ahead.
It was my. I think it was my higher self. You shifty. You shifty. Shifty's worse than you shithead. You know that. I did not let go all the way, but continued on this track and came to a white area where I went somewhere I cannot recall, but was definitely somewhere doing something, not knowing anything about who I am or myself. As I came out of that, I realized who I was again. My guides told me to stop thinking and stop analyzing everything, as I was trying to retain everything I was experiencing. A sound from a low pitch to a high pitch came from the right. A series of electronic shocks or pinches started to hitting my body. Feeling this, I stated that it was not supposed to hurt, and the electronic pinches dissipated. After this, I seemed to loop back to the white area, remembering again who I was. The sound appeared again, as did the electronic pinches. I seemed to loop through this maybe 5 times, yet I only remember the experience happening once or many times at the same time. What the fuck? What? Okay, hold on. I started coming back and thought I wouldn't be doing this again, as I felt somewhat nauseous. I opened my eyes and I knew I was not in my body. The room looked elongated. Although there was no one else in the room, I felt other entities, possibly guides, in the room surrounding me. Coming back closer to my physical reality, I thought I would definitely try this again. I looked at my body and it looked like it was just hanging there, like I was carrying this lump of meat with me. I knew my body was not me. As I shot back into physical reality, I fleetingly realized beliefs on how and why physical reality was created was accurate as I felt the return itself affirmed this. Okay, I'm reading that again. As I shot back to physical reality, I fleetingly realized my beliefs on how and why physical reality was created was accurate as I felt the return itself affirmed this. What? I became coherent and stood, still not totally in my body. I thought the physical body hurt, or more accurately, was cumbersome to me, to be in.
You feel light.
Cumbersome. Cumbersome. What's that?
You feel light when you leave your body. Like
I
that's
just,
what you're experiencing.
yeah. So when I came back, I felt like it was just,
Like out of body type
it was just,
scenario.
an act. Oh yeah, yeah. I would definitely say out of body. The entire. Okay, now this, I guess I'm assuming I wrote after I came out of all this. The entire experience lasted 15 to 20 minutes, with only a minimal after effect hours later. During the next 3 days, I experienced fleeting moments of euphoria, a knowing, and a confidence that I had not known before. I believe those electronic pinches transformed me in some way, and I was supposed to go through them rather than stop them. Yet this showed me that I was in control. And I'm guessing I mean in the experience, but I don't know what the hell I was talking about. And I really want to know what I meant. The next two are quicker. The third experience, June 25th. That's 2 weeks later. Midnight, myself and one other person, no preparation. Sitting on a couch, I took a small hit and the room warped. A few minutes later, I took another larger hit and sat back for a minute or two, then lied down. The ceiling warped. I felt I was in another realm and waited with apprehension for physical reality to tear or dissipate. The room warped and I braced myself. Nothing happened. I held the hit long enough, yet I held an unnerving feeling with anticipation. Still nothing happened. Just as I thought I was going to blast off, I was pulled back. A voice came into my head and stated, "It's not time yet." So I sat up and watched the room warp for 15 minutes while I listened to Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix. Okay. Um, Fourth dimensional, and apparently my last or the latest one, September 3rd, June, July, August, September. So we got a good 3-4 months later. Afternoon, myself and one other person, no preparation, standing with a friend. He took a large hit first and walked outside on the patio, sat down on the lawn chair and exhaled. I took my hit and his wife came downstairs. I remember this. With a look of horror on her face. I was under the impression she was fine with this. I also thought she was going to do it as well. Seeing this, I exhaled, hoping I wouldn't blast off. We both walked outside. I started to see geometrical shapes all over the lawn and the trees. I told his wife in 15 minutes he will not be under the influence any longer. I sat down on a lawn chair just in case I took off. I heard her scream. I looked over at him and he had vomit. No, I listen. This was terrifying for me. I remember this. I really felt responsible for this guy. I didn't write a lot here, and I understand why. I'm going to recall this. I know that if I need to tell somebody this story, I got it. I mean, it's like I felt responsible for this guy. He was so excited to do this after I told him about my second experience. And like I said, because I think it's about your beliefs, he did not have the experiences I had. I told his wife 15 minutes he would not be under the influence. I sat down lunch. Okay, I heard her scream and I looked over at him and he had vomit in his mouth. I got up, tilted him over, clearing out his mouth, and stayed with him until he came back. His wife wanted to call an ambulance and her husband was passing out, vomiting. Somehow I convinced her to wait 15 minutes. He remembered very little of the experience as most was blacked out. That's all I wrote. That's not all that happened. I clearly remember, I could probably pick them out. I mean, I was being pulled away. I was going to have an experience. I was leaving my body. And I looked up and I looked up at something, but they were there. It's like I wanted it physically. I'd like to say, oh, it was an energy or there was a big cloud there. No, bullshit. There were specific beings standing there in the air, I guess, kind of. So they were standing there, but they were up in the air. And I said to them, look, I'm not going anywhere. No. I mean, I yelled and that was it. They stepped back. They're like, "Whoa, okay, brother, you got it." Because I felt too responsible for this guy. I mean, no matter what happened, and I sat there and just cleaned him off, kept pulling the puke out of his mouth, and he kept breathing, and he's looking up, and he kept doing this and that. When he came out of it, he's looking up, and he's looking at his wife, and he's got a big smile on his face. Then he looks over at me, and he's got a big smile on his face. Then he looks over at his wife, and he sees how upset she is, and you could just see that it went from white to black. It went from clear sunny day to cloudy day. He was so pulled down into depression. Just he was so upset that his wife was that upset. Is how upset you could see it on his face. Then and she's got a hose and she's hosing him down. She's hosing all the crap off him, trying to wake him the hell up. He comes out of it. He's finally coming out of it. We're talking 20 minutes later. He's coming out of it, going, "Honey, it's okay, it's okay. I'm going to talk to Aunt. We're going to talk to Tony." That's what he told me. And then she said, "No, I'm staying here." All three of us sat down and talked about it, and I apologized profusely. But he said, "Look," and I said, "Well, now that we're all done the apologies and everything, what did you see? Let's talk about it." He said, "Well, all the grass and the trees turned into geometrical shapes, and then everything went black. And I don't know how much time went by, but after that, I saw my wife and Homer Simpson." And yeah, he portrayed me as Homer Simpson standing over him while he was trying to. I was like, "Wow, what's that all about?" But I think the whole thing was there. I was like, "Dude, what did you do?" He's like, "Oh, I ran out and had a couple of cheeseburgers because I figured I'd be hungry." I'm like, "Well, you're going to be hungry again." I don't know what to tell you. That sucked. And that was my last experience with that. And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Whatever."
Well, it sounds like with the wife coming down and interrupting you guys, it didn't give you a chance to really, experience it the way you probably could have.
For him, I don't know if it would have
I'll
mattered.
just tell you right now, anytime you're having a moment like that and, somebody comes into the room that is bringing that negative energy that you can experience or feel, whether, whatever, be anybody in your life, that's not a good place to be when you know what I'm saying? Like I've been in that situation before, where a situation where, well, let me just put it this way. I was having some issues with with my wife, and she wasn't living with me, and we had gotten off the phone. I was having a party and I had all my friends over and it was great, man. I'd met new friends. She had moved out, so that was the thing. And then I was having a party when I was talking to her, and then I didn't tell her about the party because I was like, shh, But anyway, she called me and just tried to accuse me of things and really be negative, and I didn't want to get into a fight with her. I just said, look, I'm not gonna, we've already hashed over this. You keep bringing up the past, and I said I'm not gonna do it anymore, and I hung up the phone. Thought that was that. Went into the room where everybody was hanging out. Just picked up the huge 3-foot bong and ripped into it, and everyone's sitting there looking at me with their eyes wide open. And my friend comes up to me, he goes, as I'm exhaling, he goes, dude, you just fucked up. And I went, what are you talking about? He goes, dude, that is some serious shit in there. And I'm like, because, he was apparently they put, it was some really powerful, stuff. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. One of my cats were calling me, and we're talking weed, right?
Yeah, we're talking some weed. Yeah, just weed.
Oh, I'm not
Yeah,
worried. You were fine.
oh yeah, well, I didn't normally get that high, so for me, I was really ripped. I was in my living room playing Wii. I'm playing Wii, having a good time, and all of a sudden, is like my friend looks over at me. Now he's bald headed.
Oh, French, get in.
I got a bald headed friend who, he kind of looks like you. He shaved his head, but he's a younger guy, and he looks at me like he's looking through me, and his eyes are bloodshot. I'll never forget that look on his face. And I could feel all the air suck out of the room. And I turned around, and of course, there's my freaking wife standing there, right? And now she's, dude, like super angry. And I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
And I don't know what to do. I'm like, oh shit, I'm high as shit. So I'm trying to calm the situation down, high as hell, and I'm like, just at this point, just, I'm not getting the anger thing. I don't get anger right now because I'm super high and I can't get angry. I just can't be where she's at. And it was pissing her off. She wanted to keep driving. The funny part is she was the type of person who wanted you to feel her pain. Well, I couldn't. And I was high. So, anyway, the funny part of the whole story is that like my friend, he goes out the front door because she's standing, I'm talking to her, and he's like, later on, I come outside and I check on my friends, and they're all standing out there around the corner of the house. And I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? And just to say that, like, my ex-wife was such a bitch, like they actually thought, well, they heard the door slam and they're high as hell and they're in the back of the house. They thought she shot me, that she was that mad. Like that's pretty fucking angry, right? Like they actually thought the door slamming was a gunshot. So these idiots are outside with the golf clubs, ready to club my wife. They're standing there like, we can't leave Dan. So they're gonna stand. They're standing ready to club her, and I'm like, what are you idiots doing? And then when I was talking to her, she was so mad. She was like, I can't believe you're having a party over here, and you're having a party with a Nazi. And I'm like, no, that's just Eric. He's an idiot. No, he's not a Nazi. Just because he has a shaved head doesn't mean he's a Nazi. And I thought everything was funny. So I'm laughing my ass off, at everything because she's trying to get so angry. And I couldn't do it, dude. I was just like, oh my God, I can't right now. And yeah, dude. And at one point, like it was just such a bad deal, man. I had to deal with that anger and that drama. And it was like, fuck. I'm like, I do not want to go through this. Like, I just wanted to like chill, man, And so that was the hardest thing, dude, is dealing with that. So when your friend came down, when the wife came down, she was so angry at him. I think it really changed everything for you, man. Like, I kind of feel like the energy changed big time.
Yeah, it could be. Absolutely.
Man. Well, tell you what, man.
It's better.
2 in the AM.
You better say it.
What's up? What am I gonna?
I got a Brian Stavely show I want to catch in about 15 minutes.
Really? Oh, you gonna kick it over there?
Oh, are you kidding me? Well, I'll probably pass out during the show.
I'll probably listen in. I'm gonna I'm gonna go to bed here in a little while, but yeah, I think
I got to crash. I can't believe it's after midnight and I'm down to no cigarettes, which is fine.
oh, don't worry, you got weed. That'll be fine.
I'm not. I'm done with that. I'm done. I'm probably gonna hit that pillow with that electric blanket because I'm telling you, it's 40 degrees cold.
What? How can you still you realize it's like almost July?
Dude, I know all about it. Hey,
Oh my
you
god.
talk about July. July 4th is coming up, right? Remember we were talking about. I knew this was going to happen. Extending this.
You are an extender, sir.
Do you remember we were talking about
Mhm.
me doing a show? It was called 24 Hours of Suso.
24 hours of Seuss. Yeah.
Yeah, Seuss. It wasn't Suso. It was Seuss. 24 Hours of Seuss.
Seuss.
I broke it down. I broke it down to 6, 8, 9, 9, 9, and 8.5. And every holiday coming up, I'm gonna blast one of them out.
Okay.
It's just my earlier films, but I figure people, like 4th of July, I'll probably put it out at, you know what? We'll talk about Mountain Pacific time because that's the one that really exists. I'm gonna put it out at 6 Eastern.
There you go. I like that. I like your style right there.
6 Eastern, 4th of July. Or is that 8 Eastern? What time would it be for me? if I put it out at 8 Eastern,
Eastern. E8 ethereal time. Because you're loving light. So 8 ethereal time would be 6 your time.
Okay, 6 Eastern time.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to do this 6 Eastern time. So I'm correct.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, on 4th of July. And then whatever holidays next, I think there's like Chocolate Day or something.
Chocolate Day?
They got holidays
Is that
for
a real holiday, sir?
Dude, they got Hallmark has come up with
Shit.
everything.
Yeah, there's a lot more holidays than I've ever heard of before,
I think there may be a holiday on every single day. They may have come up with something for every day. And if not, when I wake up tomorrow, that's the way it'll be. Because I'll just shift into that timeline where every day is a holiday.
Again, Mr. Shifty.
Man, you know what? I thought I was shifty. I thought you were shifty, but there ain't nobody shiftier than let's say it, man. Go ahead. You know who I mean.
Screw you. You're not throwing me under the bus, big boy.
That's all right. I'll tell you what. Love him dearly. I'm gonna do a show with his sidekick.
All right.
If that didn't give it away. I texted him. I said, "How do I get a hold of this guy to do it?" I don't know how to. I'm not real computer savvy. I may look it because I put out great content and all, but
boy, that's wow.
toot my own horn.
Boy, no kidding. Oh, that's funny. I might look it. I may look like a techie because I'm only the spokesman.
Gotta go out with a laugh. Oh, and a choke.
Hey man,
Facebook. I gotta Facebook the guy.
Facebook.
I am seriously trying to delete Facebook.
You can't delete once you. It's like being a part of the blockchain. Once you're a part of the chain, you're linked forever.
Yeah, I barely talk to my family now. If I don't check Facebook once every 3 months, I don't even know they exist. So
Wow.
I'm thinking, you know what? I'm probably dead in the timeline where they're dominantly conscious anyway. So what's the big deal? Pretty morbid, isn't it?
Dude, yeah, you and that shift, you're just like, just shift tomorrow. Bad credit. Screw it. Tomorrow I can have 750. Hey,
okay, well, Paul's in the UK. So what time is it now in the UK?
6 hours ahead. Well, from where you're at, 6 hours. No, more long, 8 hours ahead.
So he going to do this thing for me at 5 in the morning? I'll do it anytime. I don't care. Don't matter. Fake book. Yeah, I want to get off at Facebook bad. So what else? Oh, that won't stop me from getting a hold of Paul Researcher. I'll
Have
do a
you ever
show.
seen, while we're talking about stuff, I just want to bring this up. Have you ever seen, just real quick, I know we should be shutting this thing down, but I saw a video today. I was like, freaking out, man. Like, there's people that go and get, like, have you seen this surgery? It's called, let's see, what's the name of this fucking place? Yeah, dude, it's called bright ocular. Have you ever heard of this thing that people do where they get their eye color permanently changed with a implant?
No, permanently?
Permanently. Well, it's not permanent. It can be removed. And here's the thing, dude. People are getting this done. And there's all these people going, man, they're going blind. They're going blind, dude. I was listening to these horror stories. I'm like, oh my God. This one woman, dude, I shit you not. She had to have hers removed because she was having severe headaches and all kinds of issues from these.
How's that permanent if she had it removed?
Well, I say it's a permanent thing because it's not a contact. It's not something you just slap in your eye. They literally go in and they slip in a new color over the iris. So if you have brown eyes, you can have blue eyes.
Cool.
Fucking crazy, dude.
How many people were out there doing the red eyes with the devil shit?
Oh, I don't know, dude. I'm sure there's some. And here's the thing. This chick had her shit removed, dude, and now she was showing in the light. She had to have it removed. She had all these complications. And I was dying, dude. I was like, oh my God. And the thing is what's weird is these people are already, good looking people. They're not like she already had pretty eyes. I mean, I don't understand what she was doing, dude. Like, why are you messing with the eyeball now? It's like, are we become so narcissistic that, like, seriously, it's crazy to me. Like, this whole procedure, just watching it, I'm like, fuck no, like, absolutely not. But I'm sitting there watching this, and dude, she takes a flashlight and she's like, look what it did to my pupils. One pupil, dude, she's got a lamb, like a goat pupil now. It's sideways, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got goat eye in one. And then she goes to the other side and flashes the light, and her fucking pupil, dude, is going down like a slit, like a damn lizard. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, that's just jacked. And it's permanently like that. Like, it's done. And then she can't go in the bright lights. She's got to wear sunglasses.
Is she okay?
No, her vision's it's blurry. It's fucked up. So she's got to order special contacts to wear.
Oh, well, okay.
Jesus Christ, dude. It's just like, people, oh my God, you got to be kidding. And the worst part about it, this is an FDA approved type thing. You got to go to some country in the East. I'm not saying who, but you got to go there and sign documents you can't read. So now, there's no liability, There you go. But that's what you get when you go on these, vacation / tourist / operation things. You never know what you're going to run into. Freaking trippy.
No, yeah, that's kind of weird. That's a weird way to end this thing.
Yeah, well, I was bringing up.
Should end it.
Yeah, well, it needs to come to an end. I think so. We've been rolling hard for 2.5 hours. So
wow. What timeline are you in? I got like 3.5 almost.
No,
wait, that's right. You weren't on right away.
Dude, I got here. Oh my God, I was only 5 minutes late. Look, we started at 11. I was here at 11:05, and it's now what, 2:25. So was it 2? Yeah. Oh no, dude, we started midnight. Oh, I guess we started at 11.
Yeah, it was 11 your time.
Has it been 3.5 hours almost? Oh my God, maybe you're right.
I could, and I'm telling you, like the first half hour, I didn't even think I was live, and then I kind of forgot that I was live, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of get the stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I'm gonna head over to Don't Rush Me. What the way? Don't rush. Oh no, yeah, no, dude, you're cool. We need to get off here anyway. And he's Brian's putting up a probably a reload. I can't imagine he'd go live. He's going to teach me how to do telephone calls soon, though. He said, I think that's what he said.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm kidding. He told me to do it. He didn't say he was going to teach me.
Ah.
That's all I need is people to call me. God, last time I did that, you remember what happened with that drunken phone call episode I did? Had that girl,
Uh,
the girl kept calling me during the episode, and I wouldn't answer.
Jesus, dude. What was it? Like an ex-girlfriend or what?
No, I'm not talking. I'm not saying. You know what? Let them think what they want to think.
What? Oh, you had the ex calling you like, I'm gonna tell him off on air.
And let them have their fun.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. If I look when I do my live stuff, I'm like, there's no way I could do these shows and be. I don't know how you do it, dude. You're like a weed god or something. I don't know how you can like do what you do high all the time.
I don't. I'm
I
not.
don't know how you do it. I just don't know how you do
Listen,
you
I don't.
that
I'm
way.
not high all the time. I just act high all the time. I just,
Uh,
and like I said, I use it medicinally,
uh,
and like I also said, it's going to be one of the things that are going to go for me to experience. But the spirit's not concerned. I don't understand it.
hey, dude,
I just go with it.
you barely didn't know this or not, but and I'm
The
sure you have
spirit's
some laying
concerned with
around.
some other things right now, so I'm just going
Listen,
with that.
dude, you're doing this all wrong. Look, next time you roll one up, okay, I want you to reach over there and get some catnip and sprinkle a little in there for you. Dude, that'll take you to the next level, dude. It's better than
I'll
DMT.
start cleaning myself with my tongue.
Don't do that. Don't listen to me. I'm crazy. Don't.
And I
Yeah,
hate that
please.
because when I clean the cats, the fur sticks to my tongue.
Oh God,
I
you
hate.
don't live. Oh, stop.
How do you
That's
clean your
gross.
How do
With
you
the
clean your cat?
Furminator.
That's how they clean themselves. How would
Hey,
you clean them?
with a brush and a hose. Yeah.
That's
And some cooking mitts so they don't scratch the shit out of me once I get in the water.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
I
funny.
that's the worst thing is bathing a cat that doesn't like water. Like that's a ouch.
Oh, I got Prince. He runs out and stares at the door that I have blocked off that he went in and got lost in that is not coming down. And he will just sit there and roll in the stuff on the roof that is like caulk and stuff from like inside walls. I mean, I'm like, come on, man. He comes in white. He's a black cat. He comes in white.
I guess that's good for the cat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Brian's pushing me to stay live 15 more minutes. We want to get these 22 people over there. I'll bet it's a good show. I saw my boy, uh, oh, the scientist guy,
Bill Nye?
Bill Nye. He's my boy. First off, he died for me. But it was not a big Mandela effect. I just know he died. I remember him dying. I mean,
Bill
but it
Nye.
wasn't a big deal. It was not a big deal. It wasn't a big deal to me. I could care less when I heard it. It was like I didn't give a shit. I knew who the guy was. He was a science guy for kids. That's what he was to me when he died. I was like, big deal. Whatever. He's gone. And
Yeah, it was before he became a progressive.
again. I got to get off the chat. I'm sorry. What?
That was just before he became a progressive jackass.
Really? Because I guess maybe he died, and I
Uh-huh.
shifted into a timeline where he didn't die, and
Yeah.
complete freaking moron. I mean, but that's when I knew him. I didn't know him before he died. I just knew him as like a children's show thing. I don't
Oh,
know if he was ever on a children's show, but
yeah.
that's what he was to me. I didn't care about the guy. Um, and then when he popped up, I didn't think anything of it. I blew it off. How do you do that? The guy died. This is all before the Mandela effect. And then he came up again, while I was doing my flat Earth Mandela effect stuff. And yeah, that's my boy. I got him on. That's my boy as far as no, Prince is my boy wherever he is. But Bill Nye, I lived with this guy who is a total baller, total ball earth guy.
Mhm.
And I actually videoed, he didn't know it. I videotaped him bitching me out. I have it, dude. I have it on a video. It's hysterical. And,
Dude,
I need to.
that's stuff you need to go live with right there.
Well, see, I was thinking about that. I need to put that right up again. He ain't gonna ever see it. What the
Yeah.
fuck do I care? He's sitting there go, yo, Pennzoil always had two ends. You ask because it's Pennzoil from Pennsylvania. How the fuck do you think the earth is fucking flat, you dick? I mean, I almost sound like him. I almost, because he was all drunk and
That's so
freaking me out. And then he's in the other room, and I go on to like a Bill Nye video of Bill Nye explaining something like, show it now. Dude, I don't know where it is. If I could only find that, it would be hysterical.
dude. Play that shit. Go find it right now.
I have 200
In the cat, go
videos.
looking.
I have no idea.
Oh,
I mean, it's going to take more than 15 minutes for me to figure that out.
damn it.
Where that is, but it is
How
a
dare
ride.
you dangle that carrot in front of us and then just leave us hanging?
I'll
Bastard.
find it and I'll post it. All right. I'll have to post it live on my next, maybe not my next one-on-one, but maybe with that Stavely dude. Maybe he's blowing up my chat right now, boy.
Yeah, he is. See what happened? Oof. That's why.
But it was
all that wrench of his. See,
really funny. Yeah, he's going wild. It was really funny when I lived with that guy, because I say it's funny now, but I do video after I do about 3 videos on this guy, not on this guy, but I talk about it. And if you're watching the videos, you understand what I'm talking about when I'm going, yeah, my roommate, this and that, my roommate, yeah, I'm out tomorrow and I have no idea where I'm going, and I really don't give a crap because I can't be near this guy. I stay home all day. I didn't have a job at the time. I just stayed home. I cleaned up after him. I cleaned up all his shit, and just the house was clean. I'd sit down, do Mandela effect videos or whatever, and he'd just come home and start bitching about me because I was a flat earther. I'm fuck that. I ain't, you do your own fucking dishes, motherfucker. I ain't, that's bullshit. I mean, I live here. I'm being respectful and, whatever. I'm just doing it because I had so much sativa in me. I'd clean anyway, but.
the old sativa clean, baby.
Yeah, well, I know. Thanks for what? 4 Eastern? God, thank God that's only 25 more minutes. You got any stories? Hey, tell us about your vacation. Cigarettes and the store's closed. That doesn't even bother me. Cigarettes ain't no thing.
Yeah, well, if you want to smoke something else, you could.
I'm done with that too. I'm as high as I want to be. I'm just slightly stoned.
What does cigarettes cost per pack out there in Colorado? I bet they tax the shit out of them.
I don't know. I'm usually buying a bunch of different things with them.
Oh.
I get 2 packs because it saves me 50 cents, which is silly. It saves me another trip to the store is what it saves me.
Yeah.
650, we'll say, average.
Yeah.
Is that a lot?
I think so, considering that you should just roll your own.
Yeah, they'd be cheaper if I did that.
Yeah, you can get the machine and everything. I'm just saying. If you have the machine, dude, it's like $2 a pack.
I saw the machine once, but that was for weed.
Well, you can stuff anything into a tube. It might, break off the filter and twist the end.
Oh, wow.
I
was going to say that's what she said.
I hope not. Wow. Yeah. What kind of girlfriends, dude? There shouldn't be any part of break in that whole context of that conversation. That should never happen. No. You dating Lorena Bobbitt over there? What do you?
Dude, I worked with a guy who last summer, in the kitchen. His name was John Bobbitt. And I walked up to him and I went, "Any relation?" That's all I said to him.
He's gotten that his whole life, man.
He knew. And he was a kid, and he knew. He couldn't have been 22, and he knew.
That's freaking crazy. So what did he say?
I said any relation, and he just looked at me like he's heard it,
Yeah.
and then I quickly said, "Are you the offspring?" Because I figured he's about the age. And no, he just laughed and they just high fived each other and whatever. I think he's kind of over it. He must have gotten it a lot. I mean, he's got the whole name, that's just not the last name. And I don't know if you've seen in a video. I'm going to estimate 6 videos ago. There's a guy that we work with that's named Lone Eagle.
Uh-huh.
Videotaped him doing a little video. And they got
Yeah.
me. I got them good on the Matrix. With the whole symbols that come down in the middle,
Right.
because they were just ones and zeros in the first one,
That's what
and
I
then
thought.
in the second one they were 1 zeros and a couple of different numbers. I remember 4s and 5s and stuff. And the last one they were all Japanese symbols. Well, if you watch the movies now, 1, 2, and 3 are all Japanese symbols.
Yeah.
There's no ones and
I
zeros.
thought they were ones, especially in the first movie.
I know the first one was ones and zeros. I had
I
the
absolutely
poster.
thought so.
I
Yeah.
had a poster. That and Charlie Theron, or I don't say her name right. I'll never say it right because it's always spelled differently every time I look at it. There was a Z in her first name and a Z in her last name. I'm absolutely sure of it. Now
Mhm.
there's no Z in her last name. It was Therzon. And I know that. I had a poster of one of her movies that it said it on it and everything. And I was like, wow, it's really cool. You got a Z in your first name and your last name. That's how I guess that was my trigger for that because I always thought, wow, it's cool. You got a Z in your first and last name.
Man, do you see that Splatter 420 says cigs are $15 here? Dude, where do you live? You must live in freaking that socialist ass Canada.
I'll bet
Damn,
he's got to be in Canada.
gotta be in Canada, man. 15 damn dollars. Whew. Dude, I don't,
But that pays for the heart surgery you need.
dude, quitting has a price, and I'm telling you right now, if I pay $15, I'm not only gonna quit, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Yeah, right there on the spot. Oh my god.
Yeah, you wouldn't
I
need
can't
cigarettes to have a
imagine.
heart attack.
Huh?
You wouldn't need the cigarettes to have a heart attack. You'd have it looking at the
I'd
price.
have it looking at the price of the cigarettes. Yeah. I'd be like, oh yeah, Vancouver. Yeah, no shit. Oh my God, dude. You guys, seriously, you need a I'm not saying you guys should, but I'm thinking, yeah, you guys need to come to America and buy some guns.
Yeah. Well, I do want to get this whole thing like totally taken off air. Not by me.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna.
saying that you should have some sort of revolt against your government, but at $15 a pack, my God. I mean, we fought the British for a lot less than that, you know?
Listen, I was always taught. The president and the Pope.
Uh-huh.
You just what? They're the president and the Pope. You listen to them and you do as they say. That's what I was taught.
Yeah.
You, you,
You need to listen to your government is what they're telling you.
you tell me.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I love the stuff that I've seen with um, the old films. When TV would go off the air at midnight, and then they'd have the
Yeah. Star Spangled Banner. Yeah.
yeah, whatever
Oh,
it was, and all the subliminal messages that were up in there.
oh yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? That shit was in the background. Obey your government. Government loves you.
Oh my
Consume. It's like seriously, this is straight out of like They Live. Like that is some freaky shit.
yeah, it was. That movie was such a good movie, right?
Yeah, who knew it was a documentary?
It was. It was.
Yeah, it was,
Okay.
man.
Paul is here. Paul is here. Paul is dead, people. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the wrong Paul. Oh, the black sheep. There he is. There he is. The black sheep researcher. Looks like I missed the fun. Yeah, you did, dude. You're here at the end. We ended a half hour ago. We're just stretching it.
Yeah.
I'm going to end this with a song. I'm going to end it with a song now. It's not a 15-minute song. Mr. Stavely?
Are you singing this?
You want me to sing it?
Jeez, well, I'm just asking. I
I'll
know.
just choke the whole time. I'll just end up choking. I can't take no more hits, so. Oh, one of my cats are having hairball thingies. Can you guys hear that?
That was you. I'm not watching you anymore.
Well, that's because I was cleaning.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
I was
At
cleaning
least the
birds
light's
up.
back on. You looked really creepy in the dark. I had to turn away.
She's very furry, so when I clean her, I get a lot of hairballs.
So gross, dude. Stop saying you lick your cat. That's like so. I'm so triggered right now. Okay, you need to stop. That was awful.
Oh, you're too funny. Hey,
Holy
Dan,
shit.
thanks for being on tonight, man.
Yeah, dude. I had a great time,
It was
man.
a fun show. I
It
hope
was a
it was
blast.
somewhat productive.
Oh, absolutely productive, dude. I could have been doing, so many other not, remedial things like sleeping. But thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh man, it was fun. I had a great time. I like doing these one-on-ones. I'm going to do these more often. I'm going to do them. I'm just going to pop them up. I want to get people. I want to be a bridge, Danny.
Listen, I
I want
just learned something about Canada, though. I was bagging on Canada a second ago, but now Splatter 420 says only $5 for a gram of weed there.
Whoa!
Oh, oh, Canada. Holy crap. Wow. Well, if I used it, like if I still smoke weed, I would seriously, be taking a trip up to Canada. But yeah, I don't know. Just yeah. I gave it up cold turkey. Gobble gobble, baby.
Yeah, that's the one. I can give up just about anything cold turkey, and the weed is just going to be a pain in the ass. I've done it before, and after a month, after 2 months, after 3 months, I'm sitting there going, "Why? Why? I don't understand it. Why can't I have a joint? What's the big freaking deal? Why can't I smoke? Why? Why? Oh, because I want
Do you crave it? That's weird because all I've
to."
been told is
Even after 3 months,
there are no cravings. There are
no,
no. It's not addictive.
it's not
Okay.
a craving. It's a remembering. It, it's a
So that's what you would tell the guy that really wants to do cocaine. Like, man, I just have a remembering for coke. It's not like I have cravings; they're
it's
just
different.
rememberings.
No, it's not a craving. After 3 months, after a month, listen, for me,
Uh,
after 3 days, it's going to be a craving, annoying. After a week, 2 week, after 2 weeks, it's not a craving, but it's a me walking around going, "Oh, look at you, you're drunk on your ass, but I can't smoke a joint. I can't get high, but you're an idiot.
legally,
You're
and
doing your pills and you're doing everything else, and I can't smoke a joint."
well, now I see why you love government so much because your government tells you can in Colorado.
But oh no, well, you know what? I'm not doing myself any favors being in Colorado, knowing that it's going to stop eventually.
What do you mean it's gonna? Oh, well, yeah,
I
that's
got
true.
to
It might be worse for you. Yeah.
listen. I'm stopping for the experience. I'm stopping for the spiritual experience, and it might not have been real high on the list of the orbs, but just because I feel that way, it'll make the experience that much better.
Mm. Well, I think that's a good thing. We had a little talk
Trump,
about this, and I think that you
Trump,
can.
you 50
I
bastard.
listen, man. I think that you can do too much and just oversaturate yourself. I think that if you step away from it and then do it like once a week or something like that, you'll probably get more use out of it than you do now doing it,
Agreed. Totally
smoking it
agreed.
like cigarettes. The
And like
same.
I've told you privately that I would never say live, I just smoke to get normal.
I hear you, man. I hear
And
you.
and that's not necessarily true. I'm just trying to show Brian Stavely my hat.
Trump Plaza, baby,
Oh yeah.
daddy. Do you
27
call him
years.
daddy?
What's that?
Trump daddy?
Oh no, 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 no. It's funny. I've seen him face. He looked me right in the eyes one time.
Yeah. And he said,
Boy,
"You're fired."
no, he did yell toward at like he walked through with Michael Jackson one time and Michael Jackson He's walking through with Michael Jackson, and the dealer on the other end of the crap table yells, "Yo, Mike, where's your glove?"
Like, where's your
Because he
glove?
didn't have it on. And
Oh,
um, Donald Trump turns around and goes, "You're fired." And everybody started laughing. You know, he's all around his entourage, and they just keep walking. But it was kind of funny. But the one time I remember he looked me right in the eyes, I just felt like, whoa, I was like a mouse and I better run. I was in my dealer outfit. God, it might have been 85, 86. I remember walking into him and just like, I just looked up like, oh shit, that's my boss. I'm in trouble. I
what
just
were you doing? Were you just working?
No, I was walking to I was see, now I wasn't in the break area, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't have anything to do with that. He doesn't have anything to do with us as employees. He's not
Yeah,
even
because those
allowed to
guys are union. He can't do anything.
Right. Well, we weren't union, but he still wasn't allowed to really interact with us because of his position, and I get it. He actually walked in, saw a guy sitting down. It was a maintenance guy. It was a union guy sitting down having a sandwich, and he was off to the side. He wasn't bothering anybody, and Don's walking through with his entourage, and he walked over and he saw the guy, and he walked over and he goes, "What are you doing? What am I paying you for?" And somebody grabbed him, and he
So,
didn't say it in a mean way. He
yeah.
said it. We're talking 86. He said it in a way like, um, he was just saying, "Look, I'm a business guy. This is my business. What's happening here? I want to understand this," because he didn't get it. You know, as far as union and employees and all that, he's got other shit to deal with. He don't need to deal with the peons. I don't mean to. I guess I shouldn't say peons, but so I don't really think he was being nasty but he was like, "Yo, what's going on here? And what am I paying you for?" Now, one of his entourage guys pulled him over and he just shook his head yes, and they all walked away, without even waiting for the guy to answer. And I'm just standing there like, and he kind of looks over to me and he looks down at me. I was like, I just want to go. And I think I was on my way to my car to take a hit of weed. I was on my way to the parking garage to smoke
Would
some.
that have been hilarious at your car and Trump walks up and he's like, "Hey man, let me toke
Yo,
that."
give me shit, yeah. I'd hooked him up.
I'll tell you what, out of all the presidents, the one I wanted to party with was Bush. I bet Bush was cool as hell to party with.
I would have wanted to hang out with Clinton because I would have got more weed. He don't inhale.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I hear he likes skinny young men like yourself.
Yeah, but I don't.
I don't know.
I was going to say I don't smoke cigars, but I do.
Wait a minute.
Once a year, I have a cigar. I don't know.
Is that
Where,
why are you
all right.
what?
The song I want to play for the end is 4 minutes long. You got 3 minutes to explain yourself.
Dude, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me.
All
Oh
right,
my god.
we should-
I'm just gonna leave it. You just like totally like I'm just gonna blame it on the fact you're high right now. Okay.
but I'm not anymore. I'm straight. It's like I'm thinking, God, I got to
Well,
go
I
to.
don't think you're straight
I got.
after the fact you admitted to smoking cigars once a year.
Oh, not like that. Not. No. No.
Oh shit.
No. Not.
I
Not
gotta go, dude. Wow, look at the
rainbow
time.
flag
Holy
kind of
shit.
way.
Wow, dude, look at the time. Woo!
Look.
It's late.
Look. Be who you want to be. You want to smoke cigars? Smoke cigars. But that's just not my thing.
Oh, oh god. All right, play the song. Fuck it. Play the
I'm gonna play the song and see if
Jesus.
anybody can pick out the flat Earth reference. You're not gonna believe it. There's a flat Earth reference in this song,
Is there?
and the genius switched the lines so you wouldn't think of it that way.
Okay. What song is it?
You want me to just spell it out?
Yeah, tell us who it is.
It's a Beatles song. It's called "While My Guitar Gently Weeps."
Okay.
The line is, and I look and I notice the Earth is turning. I know. What is it? I look. I look at the world and I notice it's spinning. Is it turning or spinning? This could be a Mandela effect. And the next line is why, like something about why aren't we learning?
Well, we'll listen to it.
So it's like the earth is spinning, but why aren't no, the earth is turning. Okay, it had to be turning. The earth is turning. Why aren't we learning? And that's the whole line right there. They're talking about flat. That's George saying, "Look, the earth ain't flat and spinning, you dopes." And he says it right in the song.
Or
And no,
maybe he's believing that the earth is really turning and we're not learning.
well, because we still think it's turning.
Right.
Look, I could go to a Nirvana and play "I'm on a Plane." I mean that one's easier. I could explain that one.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Say it, Danny.
Say it. What do you want me to say, brother?
I said, "See ya."
All right, man. We'll see you, man. You take care. You guys have a good one, guys. Everybody out in the chat room. Hope to see you guys on the Scarabperformance channel. Do not forget, around 10 o'clock Friday night. We'll see you there. Bye, guys. Take care, Suso.
Was he still talking? I gotta start this over.